It is these objectives that you operationalize, and the operation of the objectives that you write down is gonna show your business way, and that is gonna show where you're going and how you're gonna proceed. So these are steps one after the other that you're gonna go up, and then at the end you would see that you are in your business working environment. So when I speak about business objectives and the factors that you're going to consider in writing your business objectives and the operationalizing the process of your business. So when you're writing these operation or the operational plan of every objectives, and then you're writing the steps that you're taking up, it is very important to consider in these steps how are these objectives connected with another objectives. So you could in this process connect them to each other, make your business planning very operational and very smart. So when you're done with writing the operational planning of every objectives that you have, so it's very important. The points, I'm going to take a quick review. The points that are important in writing your objectives is that the time boundness, it's one of the critical points. The resources that you need, the service that you need, the customers that you need, and the steps that where you're going to start. What is the first step that you're going to take? What is the next step? What is the next step? And then follow up. And then there in between, I'm going to take a quick moment, analyze these steps that I'm doing, and then see what are the best alternatives for it. So this way you're making your business plan more professional and more efficient. When you've written down all these processes, so continue the same with other objectives until you reach the point where you're going to build a team. So when you have this picture in your mind that this is your business that you're going to be doing, your mission, the products and services that you're providing, the industry in which you're active, your products, your customers, of course, the value that you're going to be generating. It's very important to understand when you talk about the industry in which you're active, it's going to give you a very automatic glimpse on how much revenue are you going to be making on that business, and then the resources that you need, of course, and the steps that you're going to follow. When you've written down all these steps, and to this point, it's going to give you a general image of your business. So you have created the four walls of your business, the very foundation of your business, and then we move on to the next step, which is building a team. So when you know what you require, what services you require, how much of the work you can cover up on your own self, and how much of the business you can cover up through others. So that is the point where you would come up with the idea of teaming up with other individuals, smart individuals. Of course, there are a lot of youngsters that are between the ages of 18 to 30, 35 or 40, which do have these wonderful ideas, these wonderful skills. Of course, they're working in these classic types of businesses for other people, but they're very eager to join the young energy, and then of course be partners in some sense, to some extent. If there is a partnership between these two individuals, which can bring one brings one part of the idea, one bring the other part of the professional skills. When these two youngsters put these two things together, so it is this time when it becomes very promising that a business is going to stand on its feet. In teaming up and building a team, motivation plays a very critical and important role. So sometimes this motivation comes from inside. So someone is internally motivated, dedicated. He has or she has this thirst that they want to strengthen their business and reach it to another level. But sometimes it is the working mechanism between two individuals that creates an internal motivation. The creation of motivation is workable, and then you could create this motivation, increase it, produce it, and that comes through understanding the world of the employees. There is this one part that that employee, when it comes to the office, the employee has a life, of course, the employee is professional, and then it has to be this willingness from the inside that the employee works and gives his or her best thoughts or ideas to the business. So that comes through motivation, and from motivation, freedom, dignity, honor, and then understanding the internal conscious of the employee, teaming up, the size of the teams, that plays a very important role, and then selecting someone to give the conclusions on the team. That is another part that is very important to be considered. And then creating a friendship environment for the employees, that all employees that are there, because of course when the employees are spending a time in your business and they come to you, so you're going to create the sense of living, that they could work here, work as they wanted, and they could feel themselves alive in it. and then they could build this social life, which is very important for a business, for a successful business. So when you have this sense, when you could give this sense to your employees, so then they're gonna be motivated. They're gonna work all the time. That they're not gonna say, okay, we're tired, we cannot take it, it's too much, my brain is stuck, my brain doesn't work. So these stuff are not gonna be there. It's gonna become a very feasible business, a very flowing business. After building the team, the next step for you is to decide how you're gonna market. So there is this cliche understanding about marketing, is that the people say, okay, the marketing is to advertise your product, but no. That is not marketing. Advertising is a part of marketing, but marketing itself is deciding on which market. So it's a process on deciding on which market do you want to be active. So when you know your customers, as we spoke about it in the first step, when you know your customers, then you would be knowing. So this is specifying everything. Everything comes to the point, and then you gotta collect information on in which market, in which countries your customers are. These customers that you've targeted. Of course, it's very important because in this time that we're living, we think that we are living in a global village, which is very much true. We are living in a global village. The world is like one world, one earth. So it's just a rounded ball that we are living in it. And these boundaries and stuff that are there, the humans have built it to create measures and stuff, but these stuff are not true. Do not take it, because as we are looking at it, the businesses like that, you are having one product. So the very nature of life is talking about this stuff to you, that the world is a global village, and then we are human, or just one public, one folk, one people. When you're having product, then it's very important for you to find out information, collect information that these specific customers of yours are in which part located in the world. You could create a standardized product or service so everybody could use it. Or you can make some specialized product. For example, you say, okay, no, my products are for the age of 60 to 80. And then, for example, for only Americans in Virginia. Or you could say, okay, no, I'm a focused business. I say my services are like for Tokyo. I want to stay focused in Tokyo, and then I want to produce products. Or you say, okay, I want to stay focused in Xinjiang, like in China. Or you say, okay, no, I want to stay in Korea. I want to be active in Korea. Or you say, no, my products or services are only for Berlin. I want to stay focused. I want to stay active in Berlin. Or you say, no, I want to stay focused in Düsseldorf. Or you say, no, I want to stay focused only in Germany. And then you say, okay, no, I want to stay focused in Germany and the countries that are surrounding Germany. Or you say, okay, no, my products are continental products. I want to stay active in Europe. So when you select, this is the first part of the marketing, that you decide which space on earth you want to provide your products to. Of course, there is two ideas. The first idea is to having a generalized product and providing your products to everyone across the world. Everyone could use it, so it's a standardized product. But the second part is specialization. When you say, okay, no, then you follow this scheme that I just explained, the scheme of deciding for which type of customers your products are. When you have selected your customers and the spaces and the markets that you want to be present in, the following step is how you want to present your business in these spaces, in these markets. It's either by creating a completely new branch representing your own company, or partnering up with other companies that are individuals, representatives, agents to provide your company. Or you say, no, I want to stay focused only online services or online products. Then you're staying active only in internet, and then you're providing the services through the internet. Or you say, no, I want to stay present. I want to have a shop. I want to have a company. I want to have a branch. I want to stall. I want to stay there. I want to have a direct contact with the people. How you're going to deliver this news to your customers, your potential customers, that you say, okay, I am having the service or the product that I'm providing. Then you give the specification of the products, and then you're trying to fire up that already existent demand that is there inside the customers, and then you're trying to bring that demand to life. But then the other way is to sometimes they're idle, passive customers that they have in the back of their mind. They have this notion that, okay, they want something like that, but then they directly do not know that this is the product that they're going to be needing. But it is your advertisement that is going to tell them, activate these passive customers and then make them potential customers. So when you're advertising, it's very important to be very specific, smart about the services that you're product is going to provide or the benefit that it's going to bring, it's very important to include that vacant space that the customer is feeling, and then you give them that vacant space, and then the customers understand it, and then the benefit that you're providing. So this is the scheme that the customer is going to understand. Yeah, okay, this is the product, I have this problem, I have this need, of course this product is addressing it, and this product is going to fulfill my need. Of course, the next step would be to give a guarantee, to be there for the customers. Well, this is the part of sustainability, because it's not only that you're selling something to the customers, you're giving that guarantee that, okay, I'm staying there with you, beside you, that whenever there are problems with the product or the service, so I would be there to support you, give you services, provide you with other extra services that would encourage the customers to create this trust with the business. And of course, it's not just only giving a guarantee for your products, it's creating the notion of sustainability, because the customers would say, okay, this company, the products of which I've used, the customer is going to say, okay, I trust this company, and whenever it provides the next product, the customer is going to buy it. The following step of marketing is product delivery, service delivery, and packaging and feedback. Getting information back from the customers, and then extra services, after sale services to the customers, because these are the point that is giving the product, the way you're providing the product or service to the customer is very important, is of high importance. So it just gives the customer the value. When I said before that business is all about exchange of values, so this is another part where you consider that value. When a customer feels valued by the way you've packaged your product or the way you deliver your service, and then the customer is going to have that trust with your company, and then the customer is going to stay with your company. So the last step is finances and budgeting. When you have done all the steps, you know, the width of your business, the employees that you're going to be needing, the marketing that you're going to be doing, and all the way to the end of the customer. And then at the end step, of course, you're going to be talking about the finances, and then you would be saying, okay, well, how much money do I need to start my business and to take it to this step, and where do I get the money from? So sometimes you want to be supporting the business, financing the business by yourself, which is a very bold and smart move. Start supporting your business. Of course, sometimes you're working, let's say you're working part-time job or full-time job, take the money that you have and, for example, 500 euros or $500 from the budget, or $1,000 or 1,000 euros or 2,000 or 3,000, just cut it up from your income, like you owe it to someone. You just put it to aside to support and to finance your business with. This is the first way. The second way is that you collect your money from your friends, families, the very initials, and then you could say, okay, 500 you take from this friend, 500 from that friend, 1,000 from dad, 2,000 from mom, from uncle, from aunts, and then you collect more money from the friends and the friends of friends who are there, or maybe you know someone who has a little bit of money and who is in this interest that wants to invest his money or her money. You could take the money from them. But then there's the third option and the fourth option. The third option is there are individuals called the business angels who have these businesses and they want to invest in business for an equity, which is a share, having a share in your business, and then you're going to give them that share, of course, for the money in return, and then they would be part of the company on that specific percentage. The fourth step is to go to the bank, take a loan, and the banks would firstly say, okay, we need a business plan for you, which you already written. So the business plan is right there. You could just adjust it a little bit for the bank, because of course the business plan that you have for yourself is completely and should be completely different from the business plan that you're going to write for the bank, because there are some important points which you write for your own self. Then for the bank, when you write it, you're going to give more guarantees. So the speech and the wording, you just touch them a little bit, change them a little bit, soften and sweeten them a little bit, so the banks could understand it, and then they could get that guarantee that you're providing to them. This was the process of the whole business planning, from the very idea to all the way to the budgeting and starting and launching your business. If you have an idea, a thought that you want to start a business and you don't know how to start a business plan, follow my channel, like my videos, and then drop me a comment, write me down what is it that you want. I would help you. I would personally help you to write your completely free business plan without any cost. So write me down your idea, or just send me a message in my inbox, elaborated what you want, elaborated what is the idea about, elaborate what are your customers, what is the industry that you're active in, and then we're going to follow the steps from there further to make your business plan, to take the very first steps and then follow all the way to the end.